Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day so far. So in today's video I'm going to be diving into my drawers here and decluttering. Hopefully decluttering quite a lot of my makeup collection here. So if you don't know, this year it is my New Year's resolution to only use cruelty-free makeup on my channel. Now I'm not necessarily throwing away things that are from non-cruelty-free brands. I am determined to use up things that I have. However, I know that I have things in these drawers that I'm not going to use and that I'm just gonna be throwing away in 6 months without having any more use out of them. So I really need to get into the drawers, get things decluttered, chuck things out, just for my own peace of mind. I feel like I have so much that on an everyday basis I find it really overwhelming and I don't know what I want to use on an everyday basis, what products work well together. I just need a declutter. I need to minimalise my collection just a little bit so that I can feel a little bit more relaxed with my makeup choices every single day. So today we're going to be doing base products, so we're going to be doing primers, foundations, concealers, bronzers, blushes and highlights. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a part 2 at some point where I do eye products, mascaras, eyeshadow palettes, which I have way too many, and I'm also going to try and get rid of a lot of my lip products as well. So if you want to see those, you can subscribe. That video will hopefully be coming quite soon, but today we're just diving into the base products. So I will zoom you in and we'll dive into the drawers and we'll see what is making the cut, see what we're keeping and what we're throwing away. So in this top drawer there's all like skincare and like a few like extra batteries and like backup skincare products, hair clips, things like that. So nothing in this top drawer is going to be decluttered, but this second drawer needs quite a lot of work. So we've got primers and then 2 tubs of foundations, and then at the back here there's more foundations and setting sprays. So starting with the foundations, I'm going to talk you through absolutely everything that I have here and then talk you through what I'm keeping and what I'm going to throw away. I do also have a little plastic tub here that I'm going to be putting the things in that I am throwing away, and hopefully I can get this really quite full because I know there's a lot of foundations here, even from looking here, that I know I want to get rid of. So hopefully we'll get quite a lot in this tub today. So firstly, the e.l.f. Halo Glow and the Collection Filter Finish. Absolutely no chance I'm getting rid of these, they are my favourite. The Essence Hydro Hero Primer. I tested this out 2 days ago as you're seeing this video. I really love it. It's so hydrating, feels just like a really nice moisturiser, really thin, lightweight moisturiser. Similarly, the Relove H2O Hydrate Primer. This feels similar, however the Essence one is creamier, whereas this one feels a little more silicone-y, a little bit silkier. Really love both of them though, so we'll be keeping both of these. The e.l.f. Puff Puff Primer, I think I got this in a gift set. Honestly, I don't think I have used this once. I think when I first opened this I thought this was an eye cream, but I will use this. It's such a small tube, like I could use this every day for a week and that would be this whole product used. So I will keep this, I will use it and I will report back what I think of it. Then we have the Collection Gorgeous Glow Glossy Serum Primer. I absolutely love this primer. If you have dry skin and you want your makeup to look really glowy and last really well, this is fantastic. This is what I wore on my wedding day. I absolutely love it. Definitely keeping hold of that. And then these two at the back I am also keeping, the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer and the Collection Lasting Perfection Putty Primer. So the Collection one I assume is like similar to the original e.l.f. one, the Poreless Putty Primer, and then this is the Luminous e.l.f. one. I really enjoy both of these. I haven't used these as much as I would like, but I definitely notice a big difference when I use this sort of putty primer. My makeup definitely goes on nicer and definitely lasts better all day, so keeping both of these. Then we have the Revlon Photo Ready Rose Glow, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, but this has gone a really funny colour. This was like pink when I first got it. Obviously it's rose glow, and I did really like it, but it's definitely gone off. It's definitely, like, when products start to change colour and the scents change, I will not use them anymore. It's definitely gone funky, this one. So my first one, I'm getting rid of this one, and I think I will also get rid of this one, but I might see if one of my friends wants it or something. I don't think I've ever used this, but I don't think I will. Like, I have other primers that I prefer. So this is the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. Like I say, can't really comment on it, haven't used it before. It's just one, I think I maybe got it free when I purchased other Maybelline products, but not one that I am going to use, so I will see if somebody else will get the use out of it. Then down the side of this little tub, there's a few more. So we've got the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. I could not tell you what I thought of this. I will keep it for now and see what I think. Let me just... Oh, it's like a silicone-y... It doesn't smell funny. Yeah, I will keep that for now and make a note to test that soon. Then I also have two backups of the primer that I have in my project pan at the minute. So this is the L'Oreal Glow Cherie Natural Glow Enhancer. I am going to see if one of my friends wants these, because I just won't use these. I have never opened them. They've still got the little seals on them, so I've never opened these. They will still be fine, but I will not get through these. So decluttering two of possibly my all-time favourite primers, but I just know that I won't use them. And then also down the side I've got the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. Oh, and that is completely dried up. That's like separated from the edges. Yeah, that is completely dry. Chucking that one away. I think I only used that a handful of times. And then there's another Glow Cherie. So I've got three of these. I'm definitely going to have to see if I can find somebody that wants these, because there's no way that I'm going to get through three more of these. Like, it's a struggle getting through the one that is pretty much empty that's in my project pan. So that is all of the primers. For setting sprays, I have two of the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mists. I only bought these recently, so they are still good to go. My all-time favourite setting mist. I absolutely love those ones. Then this was the setting mist that I had in my project pan last year, the Revolution Fix and Glow. And honestly, I could use that like 3 or 4 times and be done with that. So I'm going to set that out on my table and just get through that this week. And then another one at the back here is the e.l.f. Illuminating Mist and Set. I would say by shaking this and like the weight of it, it's maybe about half full. I can't remember what I think of this one. It smells a little bit funky. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of that one. If I want a setting mist, I will just use the microfine one, this one, so I don't have a need for any other type of setting spray. Like, I know I will use the microfine one, so I'll get rid of that. And then on to foundations. So firstly, these two tubs I do like dip into occasionally. However, I have these ones at the back, and I can tell you for sure that I haven't reached for any of these since I put these drawers together, so that's like nearly a year. So first up, I have the She Glam Tint Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. This is not in my shade, and also I don't like She Glam makeup, so decluttering this one. I think I've used this once, so like that is an incredible waste, but I should have never bought it in the first place. You live and you learn. Then I have the Revolution Conceal and Glow Illuminating Foundation. This is in the shade F2. It's just not my shade. I am F4 even in the winter, so this is 2 shades too light for me, so decluttering this one. Then I have the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid. This is in the shade 01 Natural Ivory. This was just never a really good shade for me, so another one I'm going to get rid of. And then the same for this one, and I also didn't really like the finish of this. I found it really heavy coverage and also really quite drying. So this is the Infallible Stay Fresh 24-hour foundation. This is in the shade 120 Vanilla. Just didn't really like the coverage of it, didn't really like how it looked on my incredibly dry skin, so we'll be decluttering that one. And then just on like first view here, the Essence Hydro Hero 24-hour hydrated tinted cream. I mentioned this in my 2022 least favourite products video. I cannot get this to work for me no matter what primer I use, no matter what skincare underneath I use. I hate how this looks on my skin, so getting rid of this one. The Revlon Photo Ready Candid Glow. This is in the shade 130. I can't remember what I think of this. I've had it quite a while though. It smells funny, so getting rid of that one. The NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. I don't think I've ever used this, but I don't think they make this anymore, so I will declutter. I have other products like this that are like a really light coverage foundation that I prefer, and I can't remember what I think of this. I don't think I've ever used it, so getting rid. Got the Nivea Daily Essentials 24-hour moisture and soft tint. This is in the shade Light. I can already tell just by looking at the cap of that is far too dark for me, so getting rid of that. I also have definitely had that more than 3 or 4 years, because I just wouldn't buy a product like that anymore. I'm going to keep the e.l.f. Camo CC cream. I don't have a ton of products left in this, so I could definitely concentrate on working that up. It is very full coverage, so it's not the sort of thing that I would wear on an everyday basis, but I do sometimes enjoy it. It depends what kind of state my skin is in. If my skin is very dry, I don't like this. However, if I'm on top of like moisturising and keeping my skin nice, I do like this one. Another one that I do enjoy is the Barry M Fresh Face Foundation. If I'm having a very good skin day and I just want something really light, this is a really lovely foundation for a very light wash of colour. This is in the shade 2, Fresh Face Foundation 2. I do like it. It's not my favourite, but Barry M is cruelty free, so I will get more use out of that this year. Then we have the Collection Lasting Perfection Glow Foundation. This is in the shade 5 Fair. I really enjoy this foundation. It's one that I do use quite a bit, and obviously Collection is cruelty free, so I will be using this quite a bit. And then the Rimmel Lasting Radiance SPF 25 Anti-Pollution Foundation. I only bought this recently and I've only used it once. I forgot how incredibly glittery this was on the skin. I am just not going to use this. The colour wasn't great, the finish wasn't great, and it was incredibly glittery, so not going to use this. But I have only used this once, and it's only been open, when did I buy this? It's maybe only been open about 4 months, so I definitely think somebody else could get more use out of this than I will. Then onto the other side, the other tub, I have the Body Collection Illuminating Foundation. For £4, this is fantastic. However, they only have a very small shade range. This is the lightest one, and it's too light for me, but the next shade up is incredibly too dark for me, so the shade range isn't great, but if you can find one that is your shade, it's a really great foundation for £4. Then we have the Collection Hydra Serum Foundation, again in the shade 5 Fair. Really like this, really rate it very highly. If you have dry skin, this is a fantastic one. Another one that's great if you have dry skin is the Relove Super Serum. I think I only have like a little bit less than half of this left. I could absolutely use this every single day, and again, so affordable. This is in the shade F3 and it's pretty much a perfect match for me. It's so lightweight feeling, but also gives you really great coverage. I rate this really highly. Then the Essence Stay All Day 16-hour long lasting foundation. I tested this in the Essence video that went up earlier this week. I really like it. I do want to see if I can find one that is a little bit closer to my skin tone. This is in the shade 10 Soft Beige. I could definitely do with the shade down from this, so I am keeping this for summer because I will use this shade in summer, but I could do with the next one down for in winter. Then I have the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer. This is in the shade F4. This is a really great concealer because it says conceal. It's a foundation. This is a really great foundation. I would say that these are very similar. The IRL Filter foundation, I have this in the shade F3. This is slightly more matte. The Conceal and Hydrate is slightly more dewy, but it's slightly less coverage. So depends what you're looking for. I rate both of these really highly. The IRL Filter foundation is my favourite foundation of all time. I would wear this on my wedding day if I was getting married now. Just saying. Then we've got the B by Superdrug Filter Finish foundation. They don't make this anymore, and this colour was never exactly right for me, so I'm going to be getting rid of this one, but I really like it. I do love it. I never use it because the colour is off, and I never use it on camera because you can't get it anymore. Then we have the Body Collection Glow Tinted Moisturiser. This is in the shade Light, so this is the lightest shade that they do, and if you can see in comparison to my hand there, it is very dark. However, it's a very lightweight coverage, so in the summer when I am already a little bit more tanned, this is a really great one. It's very light coverage. It is a tinted moisturiser, but it looks lovely on the skin. It's so pretty on the skin. Then we have the NYX Born to Glow Naturally Radiant foundation. I think for now I'm going to keep this, or am I? No, I am going to keep this. I do like it. It's just not one that I really reach for all that much, but I mean the bottle's full because it looks full because it's been laying down, but I think that's probably about half empty, so it is definitely one that I could work on a little bit more and try and get a little bit more use out of. And then lastly is the L'Oreal Age Perfect BB Cover. I really loved this in the summer. Obviously it's not one that I am going to really talk about much on my channel coming into the summer because L'Oreal is not cruelty free. However, I did really enjoy it, so it is still fairly new, so I do still want to get my use out of all of my products here. So I am going to be keeping this for now, but it's not one that I can wear in the winter. Like, this is one that will come out in summer. So that is that drawer. Let me just put everything back in and then we can see how that's all looking and then move on to the next drawer. So I'm happy with that. I've got my next backup of the Stay All Day setting spray just down here so that I can grab that easily. All of my primers go back in here and my foundations are here and we don't have any overflow, so happy with how that's looking. And the bucket of things to get rid of is already overflowing, so I'm going to need to go and get myself a bigger box. What fantastic news. So I've just found an old Amazon delivery box. That is everything out of that one drawer that I'm getting rid of, which is mad. I knew that the foundations were going to be one that would look especially impressive, getting rid of a whole box, but I'm not so sure on the other drawers. We'll wait and see. So next drawer down, we have got concealers. At the back here, there is setting sprays, then we've got cream bronzers, extra powder bronzers, and then the large powder bronzers that won't fit into this tub. I would like to ideally get rid of a few concealers. I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of any bronzers. I don't know. I might get rid of some. Let's start with the concealers. So the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This was my favourite one from last year, but NYX is not cruelty free, so I will use this up. I don't have much of it left, but not one that you'll hear me talk about on my channel. The Collection Lasting Perfection Stretch Concealers. These are fantastic and they are so underrated. Nobody ever talks about them. I've got the shade 4 Extra Fair and 5 Fair, I do believe. Yeah, so I'm keeping both of these. I do use both of these. I use these more in the summer. It is a very full coverage concealer. I don't know, I just reach for these more in the summer. I don't really know why, but definitely keeping both of these. I absolutely love them. Sticking with collection, I have quite a collection of collection concealers. So we have the Collection Lasting Perfection Hydrating Concealer, the Collection Lasting Perfection Blemish Concealer, and 2 of the original Collection Lasting Perfection concealers. So we have 5 fair and 4 extra fair. I'm going to keep both of these because in the summer, that 5 is a really great shade for me under the eyes, but right now extra fair is perfect. So keeping both of these because I do use these very, very regularly. Then I think I'm going to get rid of the Lasting Perfection Blemish Concealer. I just don't use this all that much. I am not a breakout coverer. Like if I get a spot, I don't generally cover it, so this is not one that I reach for all that much. I did just get it for testing purposes really. And then similarly, the Hydrating Concealer, and yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I do use this occasionally. I don't find that it is any more hydrating. I think it's very similar to the original. If you get this thinking that it's going to be deliciously hydrating, then it's just not. It is very, very similar to the original, but I do enjoy it. I will keep it. So I can see a few here that I definitely want to get rid of. The e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I didn't realise that this was still in here. This is completely off. Like this, whoo, it smells like alcohol. I think if I smelt this for too long, I would get high off it. I don't know what is in this. And then I got this one to use as like a bronzer contour, but I've just never done that. So this is the 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Deep Chestnut. I have just never used that for what I wanted to, and I never really enjoyed the Hydrating Camo Concealer anyway. I thought that it was really drying and really heavy on my skin, so getting rid of both of these. And then this one, another one from She Glam. I am not even gonna say anything about that, it's going. Then we have the Maybelline Instant Age Eraser Multi-Use Concealer. This still has the seal on it. This is in the shade 03. This is just too dark for me. Like I can tell that that is going to be way too dark for my under eyes. I don't know why I didn't return this when I very first got it. Even in the summer that would be too dark for me, so I will see if one of my friends wants it. And then the Rimmel Match Perfection Skin Tone Adapting Concealer, similar to the Radiant Foundation from Rimmel that I mentioned before. This I have used once. It was so orange, it looked horrific, but yeah, I've only used this once. I might see if one of my more tanned gal pals wants to use that, because I definitely will not. Then we have the Essence Skin Loving Sensitive Concealer. Tested this in a video earlier this week. Really, really like it. This is in the shade, oh no, it said the shade on the seal. I can't remember what shade this was, but it was a great shade match for me. So really, really like that. I also really love that packaging. This colour, this like turquoisey, bright duck eggy sort of colour is my absolute favourite colour. Just a side note, I know it doesn't matter at all, but love that. Then I have the Revolution Fast Base Concealer. This is in the shade C0.5. I have used this a couple of times. I definitely wouldn't say it's my favourite, but I will use it and I do enjoy it, so I will keep that. And then lastly is the Studio London Flaunt Flawless Cream Concealer. This is in the shade 11. I did a full video testing Studio London products. Really, really affordable. Very, very matte finish. Not my favourite finish, but it's tiny, or it was before I threw it on the floor. I would definitely use this up very, very quickly if I were to just focus on using this one, so I will be keeping. Then onto the cream bronzer products. A brand new putty bronzer, not even out of its packaging yet, will obviously be keeping. Then the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Light, the most intensely pigmented cream bronzer that you have ever used in your entire life. I do enjoy this. It's very cool toned and it's very intense. It's not my favourite. I've heard loads of people say about this and say that it was their favourite from last year. I think there were definitely better products last year, but I will be keeping. Then we've got the Studio London Flawless Bronzing Cream. I can't remember what I thought of this. Oh, it's a pretty colour. It's soft, it's very hydrating. I will keep, I know I've only used it once for that video, so I will keep for now and revisit. So one that I'm definitely getting rid of here, another She Glam product. I don't know how many more She Glam products I have. I don't think there's that many. It was quite a while ago that I did that She Glam order. I just won't use that. Then the Revolution Super Dewy Liquid Bronzer. I really, really like this. It's quite awkward to use, like you have to squeeze a bit out onto the back of your hand and then put your brush into it. I don't know how they could make that better though. Like, it's going to be a liquid, so I don't know. But I do really like it. I really like the colour. It's one that I reach for more in summer. And then another one here that I reach for more in summer because this is more of like a bronzy tan colour. This is the XX Revolution Cream Bronzer in Inspire, that bottom shade there. So it is nice. I don't think I will ever get through this whole tub. It's absolutely huge. You need a very firm brush to use it, but it is one that I do use quite a bit in summer, so keeping. And then onto the powder bronzers. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this one. This is the Revolution Bronzer Reloaded in Long Weekend. I do like this, but it's incredibly shimmery and glittery. When I first got this, I really, really enjoyed it. However, I am just not going to use a bronzer that is that shimmery. Like, it's not what I love. So, getting rid of that one. Another one that I think I could definitely get rid of is this one, Body Collection England Glow Bronzing Powder. Similar, it's very light. Like, the colour is very, very fair. I think if you were any darker than me, this would actually be a really nice highlight. So it's that there. Like, it's so similar to my skin tone. It just doesn't work for me anymore. I say anymore, but it's never worked for me. Like, it's too sheer and the colour is too light, so getting rid of that one. Then I think the rest here I will probably be keeping. So we have the Maybelline City Bronzer. I really like that one. The e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. I only got this very, very recently. I have a video where I tested this for the first time. I really, really like it. The Kiko Lost in Amalfi Baked Bronzer. I absolutely love this. If you want the bronzer reloaded, but that's less glittery and more just like a glow, that's that one just there. It's subtle, but it's a really, really nice colour. It works for my skin tone and the packaging is really, really pretty as well. And I know that shouldn't matter, but it does. Then I have the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Bronzer. I only got this in the summer of last year. I will try and use this up, obviously not on my channel, but I will try and use this up like in day-to-day wear. I think I might actually get rid of this one because I've had this for such a long time. This is the Revolution Pro Sculpting Bronzer in the shade Cacao, and it's just so dark. Like, I managed to get a pan in it. I did manage to reach pan, but it's just way too dark. Like, I'm never going to be tanned enough to be able to make this work, so I'm going to get rid. And then these two I know I really like. So this is the Beauty Bay bronzer in the shade Fawn. Really like that. It's very like, it looks really airbrushed on the skin, and it's a really great colour if you are pale like me. And then the Essence Contour Duo. I don't know how much I'm going to use this lighter shade, but this bronzer contoury shade is really great for like chiseling out cheekbones. I really like it. And then these ones in the middle here are all ones that are just too big to fit in the tubs. The Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. I keep trying to make this work, and it just doesn't work as well as these other two that I'm going to mention back here. So I think I'm going to get rid of this Essence one. I just don't love it, and it's taking up room, and I'm not going to use it. So these other two I do use fairly regularly. This one I have had, not this specific tub, not this specific one, but I have had versions of this for about 10 years probably. This is the MUA Bronzed Perfection Matte Bronzer in Sunset Tan. It's a perfect all over bronzer. Obviously it's absolutely huge, so you could use this on your body as well if you wanted to. It's so soft, it's just a really great colour. And then the other massive one that I've got here is the Revolution Mega Bronzer in 01 Cool. So this is similar, however it is just slightly cooler. So this one is the Revolution one, and this one is the MUA one. It's slightly cooler. I feel like they're different enough that I can keep both of them. I'm justifying it to myself now. And then the last massive one here is the e.l.f. Contour Palette. I have actually really fallen in love with this recently. I think that this is a really great bronzer shade. This is slightly too dark, however, across the eyes, this is absolutely beautiful. This highlight is really nice as well. I don't find myself reaching for this one too much. I don't know if this is meant to be a highlight, I'm not sure, but this highlight is so pretty. Is this in a shade? Yeah, light to medium. So if you are fair skinned like I am, or even like fair, light or medium, I think that you could definitely get some use out of all of these shades. Oh look, we've got another She Glam product stuck right at the back here. The Stereo Face 6 Colour Cosmic Disc, easy to have 3-dimensional contours. Does that make any sense? I have not even used all of these, but I'm chucking it, won't use it. And then at the back here, I forgot I had some of these. See, this is why it's important to go through your makeup collection. I completely forgot I had some of these. So the Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Pressed Powder. I have a huge pan in this. I do use this fairly regularly. Do really like it. This one I tested fairly recently, the e.l.f. Camo CC Powder Foundation. Really like this. I have used this to powder the face after using another foundation, and I really like using it like that, so I will definitely be keeping hold of this one. Revolution Pro Hydra Matte Powder, it's an absolute no-brainer. Of course I am keeping that. It's my favourite. The Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I feel like there's definitely a time and a place for the classic Stay Matte powder, so I'm going to keep that. This is the one that I've completely forgot I even had. I need to try this out some more. This is the Revolution Pro Powder Foundation in F3. Wow, that is full coverage. I need to try this out again. Oh my gosh, yeah, that is incredibly full coverage. Okay then. Then we have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. Yeah, I think I liked this. I think I remember liking that, so I will keep that. And I will throw this one away, the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Perfecting Powder. I mean, I must have liked this. Not that I can remember. I must have liked this because I've hit pan on it, but not one that I'm going to use, and I can't even tell you how long I've had this, probably 8 years, 9 years. Too long to still be using on my face. So let me pack everything back in here. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop there. I have already nearly filled this box with things that I'm getting rid of, so I'm going to have to do multiple other parts to this declutter. I didn't realise that it was going to be quite this bad. So we've done foundations, we've done concealers, we've done bronzers, we've done setting powders, we've done setting sprays. I feel like we've done quite a lot here. So if you want to see blushes and highlights, I might group that together as one, and then eyes I can group together as one, like eyes and eyebrows. I could definitely group that together. So if you want to see those, you can subscribe. I will do those soon, but I've already been filming for nearly an hour. If you have made it this far, congratulations. I cannot believe that it has taken me that long just to go through 2 drawers. 2 drawers, is that all we've done? Yeah. 2 drawers. Thank you so much for sticking with me during that. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for encouraging me to finally go through my drawers and get rid of some of these things. So if you want to see those other declutters, they will be coming soon. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye.